Happy Sunday, Tampa Bay. We're with you for another week here on the Duncan Duo Real Estate Show to talk about the Tampa Bay real estate market like I am every Sunday right here on WFLA News at 10 o'clock. When we aren't on air, make sure to follow us at The Duncan Duo. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and you know what? We're still on TikTok for now. We don't know how much longer, okay? But we're on TikTok for now. We'll see how much longer TikTok is accessible here in the U.S., but as of today, it's still there. So at The Duncan Duo on any of the social media channels. I posted something funny on my personal Facebook the other day, and I said, can someone come up with a factual report that shows China owns pollen so we can get it canceled? My voice and I sound a little nasally, a little congested right now. Definitely dealing with the pollen allergies myself. So hopefully you can bear with me for a little bit throughout the rest of the show. But again, at The Duncan Duo when we aren't on air right here on WFLA News. I was out last week, so I had Robert Johnson, my sales president, and Joseph Guastella, my top luxury agent, on the show last week, dropping some knowledge. We had the LPT Realty X Conference last week. Super excited about the event. Not only did I get to spend a lot of time with Robert Palmer, the company's founder, we had a mastermind on his yacht, spent pretty much every day at the St. Pete Grand Prix last week. Went to qualifying, went to the races, got to see a lot of friends and family in town. But my favorite part of the whole experience, in addition to all the great stuff coming out about real estate, I actually got to race my car on the Grand Prix track, which was pretty cool. You realize, and I'm a car junkie. I've done autocross, I've done drag racing. I have some pretty fast cars, and so I would say that I am a better than average, probably in the upper tier of drivers from a competitive standpoint. And you realize how much better professionals are than you are as an amateur. And I'm going to relate this to real estate in a minute, but I had the opportunity to take probably 7 or 8 laps on the track, and I think I probably hit 100 almost 160 miles an hour in a straightaway. So going at pretty high speeds, having a lot of fun, and taking the corners, aggressively, but not quite pushing the limits of the car, and not quite going all the way that I could, because I'm not a professional, and I don't do it every day, and I haven't had enough opportunity to push this car that I was driving, which is my McLaren 720S. Anyway, as part of the event, LPT does this every year. So if you do go to the Grand Prix or you follow the Duncan Duo team, I'm going to have a car on the racetrack every year. It's pretty much been promised to me, and so I'm excited about it. But the other part of it is you get to go out with professional drivers as well on the track. And I got to go in a Porsche GT3 RS with Mario Andretti. Now, a little bit of background about Mario Andretti. When I was a kid, I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana, and Mario Andretti was like, godlike to me in terms of the IndyCar world. He was a legend, his whole family, and now he owns race teams and all this. But anyway, I get to go out with Mario Andretti. And Mario Andretti is 84 years old, guys. Okay, so this is, Mario has been around the game a long time, but he is still out there banging gears on a racetrack. So I get in the car with him, and he turns and he gives me this little grin, and it was almost like his little grin was almost like, all right, here we go. You're about to want to lose your lunch here. So anyway, he gives me this little grin and he takes off. And after I had gone on the track and pushed my car, and then I'm in the track with Mario Andretti, I realized the difference between a professional and an amateur. I'm an amateur race car driver. He's a professional. Unfortunately, there are a lot of home sellers the last few years that have hired the amateur realtor. Okay. We are getting record numbers of people who are calling us and saying, hey, we need someone to sell our house. Our house didn't sell. Or we're not getting any traction, or we've got bad photos, or we've got bad marketing. And so the last couple of years, you could probably get away with hiring the amateur realtor, the part-timer, the person that doesn't have a lot of experience in challenging markets, and it would probably work. Now, however, the market has changed. It's more competitive. There's more, there's not as many buyers. There's more hoops to jump through. It's higher interest rates, higher prices. There's more challenges in today's real estate market, and hiring the agent you hire makes a ton of difference. So, the difference between, realtors that have, like me, for example, have 20 years of experience and billions of dollars of home sales and spent millions on marketing and, all kinds of sales training and negotiation strategies and, gone through decades of training to master their craft, like Mario Andretti has mastered his craft at racing a car. The difference between that and then somebody who comes out and says, okay, I'm going to get my real estate license, and they dabble in it and they sell a couple homes a year. It is a massive difference between the person that is the true professional, kind of in the Hall of Fame, in the circle of legends, and then you've got the real estate agent that dabbles in it. And again, it's not a market to dabble. So if you've been unhappy, if you've not had success with the agent that you hired, if you're looking at your situation and frustrated because your home did not sell, you need to level up the next time, okay? You cannot take, a chance of hiring the amateur hour realtor again. And so as I was on the racetrack, I literally thought that to myself. I thought, man, look how much better he is at this because of time on task, because he has spent decades racing cars. And how many sellers and buyers right now are getting put at a disadvantage because they're working not with the Mario Andretti of the real estate game. They're working with the amateur hour race car driver who dabbles in it a couple times a year, and that's why their results fail. The crazy part is his car, if you look at it, his car is way underpowered compared to my car. But he was able to take that car and go a faster time because he's a professional, because that's what he does every day. And so the same thing happens. If you look at real estate agents, they may have a high-powered machine behind them, okay? But if they don't know how to operate that machine, it doesn't really matter. So if a real estate agent's part of a company that provides a lot of tools, but they don't have the experience. So that's where, again, hiring the right team, the right person to lead the sale of your home really comes in, it's clutch right now. It's really the difference between you succeeding and not succeeding, or you even selling or selling at the most amount of money. So definitely a great analogy for my time spent on the racetrack with Mario Andretti. It was really cool to have that experience, and super grateful to LPT Realty. If you are a real estate agent, I've got something cool for you. LPT announced Connect 2.0 at their conference, which is this new, I don't want to call it an intranet because that gets labeled. It's almost like a new social media CRM for LPT agents to communicate with other LPT agents. Really a kind of cool shared pool resource thing that they're doing that not a lot of other companies are doing. I thought that was really cool, but I also want to announce our client appreciation event. Now, we've always done this in the past where it's been, all of our clients that have bought or sold with us, and then our team and their families. And this year we decided to do something a little bit different. Amalie Arena and the Tampa Bay Lightning have been a partner of mine for a decade. If you go to a Lightning game, I promise you're going to see the Duncan duo. We're on the replay wipes. We're on the LED. We're on the TVs in the hallway. We're on the website. You can't be a Lightning fan and not have seen our marketing and advertising. So we've got a great relationship with the team, and we've always done this event where we're able to invite, our past clients. And if you're listening to this, you know what? We've got an invite for you too. If you're a fan of the radio show, if you're listening here and you want to come out and enjoy a day on us, just go to any one of our social channels and hit the link in the bio or shoot us a DM, and we'll send you the registration link. Completely free event. It's on April 7th from 2 to 6 p.m. We're going to have ice skating on the Amalie Arena ice. We're going to have free food. We're going to have a lot of giveaways, tickets, T-shirts, signed jerseys, memorabilia, lots of cool stuff going on at our event. We get to do this every year, but in addition to inviting the community and inviting all of our clients, this year we're adding an extra element to it. If you're a real estate agent, you're invited. You've likely shown our homes. You have worked with us on transactions. You've, listed homes that our buyers that we've represented that have bought, and we want to show some appreciation to you. So you're invited as well. And all you have to do is go to one of our socials on Instagram or on TikTok. You can hit the link in the bio and it should be there, or send us a DM. Again, is April 7th from 2 to 6 p.m. at Amalie Arena. Completely free event. We're going to do some really cool giveaways, and it's our way of showing appreciation to the realtor community, but to all of our clients that have bought and sold with us through the years. We want to show them an experience. A lot of real estate agents give away, branded knives and, magnets for the fridge. But we decided many, many years ago, we wanted to give you an experience that you couldn't get otherwise. Skating on the Amalie Arena ice is an experience that you can't buy. So if you're a Lightning fan, it's again, a really cool opportunity. So make sure to RSVP, send us a message on one of our socials, and we will get the link out to you so that you can attend. And shortly, we're about 3 weeks out from the event. Pretty soon, we'll also have it linked. We may already have it on there on theduncanduo.com. But again, if you just send us a message, we'll get you the invite to make sure. And you can bring your whole family. This is a family-friendly event, guys. This is, there's going to be kids that love hockey, kids that want to skate on the Amalie ice. You'll have the opportunity to do that. The Lightning are supporting us. They have staff there helping people get skates, getting put on skates and all those types of things. So again, we're really excited about it and hope to see you there. Just send us a message and we'll see you. We want to make sure you get the Eventbrite link so we can register and determine how many people are coming so we can make sure and adjust our food and beverage order. So there isn't any drinking alcohol though, unfortunately. They can't mix drinking alcohol while skating on the ice. That's a liability nightmare. So it will be food and drink, but it will be non-alcoholic drink. So we'd love to see you there. Again, any real estate agent, as well as all of our past clients in the community of our fans, are invited to that event. And just send us a message and we'll get you the invite out. So we're going to continue the conversation. After the break, I want to talk about cash buyers because we've seen a surge of cash buyers. The number of people in the market that are buying with cash has surged to a decade high. Now, there are a lot of reasons why that's happened, but there's some reasons that aren't so obvious. Obviously, dodging higher mortgage rates is a major part of that, but I want to talk about the kind of the missed portion of some of the data coming out about why so many cash transactions are happening. And I'm going to continue that, and I'm going to talk about that after a quick break here on WFLA News. So we're back here on the Duncan Duo Show talking about the Tampa Bay real estate market. Andrew Duncan of the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty. If you're a real estate agent thinking about a career change, I got two websites for you. The first one is jointheduo.com. You can register for our career night there. You can also apply for any one of our open positions. I also want to tell you about doovermovement.com. Now, doovermovement.com is an agent-centric content page where I release videos and content that have helped me build my real estate career. So if you're a real estate agent, go follow us on doovermovement.com. Sign up on our email list. You'll get a monthly or bi-monthly video of me talking about something I've implemented into my business. Obviously, there's a lot of material and information about LPT Realty if you're interested in joining LPT. And there's great opportunities with LPT that are not on my team. Okay. So I want to kind of remind people I have a real estate sales team, but I also help bring people to LPT Realty that don't want to work on a team, that want to run their own business. So that was one of the major motivators for my move, was being able to help more real estate agents that want to build a team, not just work on one. And you can go to Do Over Movement, and I'm going to spell it out for you because it's kind of, for me, it's easy to remember because the Duncan Duo and Duo, it's DUO, like the Duncan Duo, DUO over, it's DUOVER movement.com. Okay, so doovermovement.com. And the idea is that if you need to avoid a do-over or instigate a do-over in your business because the last couple of years have been challenging, we're going to give you video tips and information and resources to help you recover or prevent having to recover in your real estate business. So doovermovement.com or jointheduo.com. So the share of cash buyers surged to a decade high. I saw an article this week that home buyers who paid cash accounted for 32% of home sales in January, marking the highest rate since 2014. This is interesting because in the prior periods of the Great Recession, we saw a lot of cash because there were a lot of bank-owned foreclosures. There were, a lot of people having a hard time qualifying for a mortgage, and people tapping into the cash because rates were higher. But one of the things that I thought was interesting, the majority of the cash buyers were repeat buyers. But the thing the article did not go into that I was kind of disappointed about is that, it focused on, cash buyers from a regular consumer perspective. But the other reason that people that paid cash is higher is because of the influence of hedge funds and Wall Street into our real estate market. Just about every home I list under $500,000 gets a cash offer on it from an institutional investor. Now, most of the time they're lowballs, but there are a lot of cash transactions happening that are not from, Joe and Mary Smith next door. That are not from your regular everyday consumer, but from Wall Street hedge funds that buy real estate to either rent or buy real estate to fix up and resell. So when you look at what you're competing with today, it isn't just that you're competing with, your neighbor next door that's done well financially and has the ability to buy cash to avoid today's interest rates, but you're also competing with Wall Street hedge funds that have billions of dollars at their disposal, that have decided to deploy money into real estate because they see it in residential real estate, okay? Because they see it as a very safe bet. Now, look, if Wall Street is throwing their billions of dollars into real estate, you can assume as a consumer, a lot of analysts have signed off on saying that the real estate market is pretty healthy. Some sort of crash is not coming anytime soon, okay? The interest rates have slowed down the market, but no crash is imminent, or Wall Street would not be pumping the money that it's pumping into real estate. They're pumping it in because they expect appreciation. We expect appreciation this year. So anyway, what does that mean? Well, when you're a home buyer and you're competing with some of these hedge funds, you have to appeal to the emotional side of the home seller sometimes. You may not be able to have all the cash that the billion-dollar hedge fund has, but what you can convey is that you're going to be a consumer, you're going to be a homeowner. There's certainly people that are very anti-hedge funds buying real estate. So you're going to have to appeal to the emotional connection in a home seller in order to win an offer against somebody that has more cash than you. So that's one of the elements of a great real estate agent today, is they're doing a good job working with the other agent to communicate to the seller or communicating to the seller directly the pros and cons of working with their particular buyer. And one of the pros for every buyer out there that's buying with financed or that's buying cash even, but they're a family and they intend to occupy the property, is that it's not just some empty name behind that house. It's another homeowner that wants to take care of the neighborhood, that wants to raise a family, that wants to have all these great things in support of that neighborhood, that a hedge fund looks at it merely as an investment decision to monetize. So great real estate agents today are using this, this third of the market that is a lot of cash and hedge funds, and they're fighting against it with, hey, look, my clients, well, maybe they don't have cash. This is a little bit about their family. This is how they're going to be a great neighbor for the neighbors that you're leaving. These are the things that they can bring to the table that this hedge fund is probably going to rent out the property, put somebody in there. Who knows if they really care about the neighborhood like my client's going to. So there's an emotional aspect that home buyers aligned with the right agent are going to do what they can to take advantage of. And if you're not aligned with the right agent, if you've failed at this, go to theduncanduo.com, send us a message. We'd love the opportunity to have one of our agents talk about how we're able to win offers up against cash, some of the unique creative things we do to beat out the hedge funds for our clients and get homes purchased for our buyers. So we're going to be back. We're going to continue this conversation after a quick break here on the Duncan Duo Show. So we're back here on the Duncan Duo Show talking about the Tampa Bay real estate market. I want to talk about AI for a minute. I'm not going to give a whole overview of what AI is, but AI is, artificial intelligence. And unfortunately, there are some downsides of AI in the real estate space. There are a lot of upsides. AI can do things quicker. It can communicate. It can do all these things. But what we're starting to see is the consumer resistance to AI, okay? So there are real estate agents hiring AI out to communicate or to make phone calls or send text messages. And so what I've realized as a consumer is when I've reached out to companies that have an element of their customer service that is AI, when I get that phone call, I can tell from the pause that it's AI, or I can tell from the text. So I think one of the things that consumers are going to start to kind of be anti-against, just like spam or robocalls, eventually they're going to start to realize what's AI and what's not. And your goal as a real estate person is to communicate in a personal way to show that you're not AI. And I believe that will improve your response rate. But there are some scammers already using deep fakes to fool buyers and sellers. Okay. So this is something you have to be aware of. AI, if deployed by scammers, can hijack real estate transactions using deep fake audio and video to impersonate agents and other parties involved in a home purchase. Okay. The fears are mounting. Police in Hong Kong last month alerted the public that a financier had been duped into wiring $25 million to scammers while confirming account information via live video conferencing with a deep fake. Okay. So there are some ways that you can protect yourself against this, okay? And I want to go through it. First off, anytime I've jumped on a Zoom with an AI type person or had a phone call with an AI, there's a slight delay in response, okay? There's not they're very polished, okay? There's not pausing. If you talk to me, I'm going to say I'm going to pause, again, you're going to be able to figure it out. So try your best to pay attention to the person that's communicating. But again, some of the deep fakes are there, okay? Communications can look good and legitimate. It's becoming more challenging to tell what's fraudulent, what's not. In any case, if you're not sure, double back with a phone call. Make sure you have a direct cell phone number for the person. Call them at their office. Call the title company directly to confirm wiring instructions, okay? So there are ways that, AI is spidering seller personas, generated conversations. All these deepfake videos could trick real estate agents into taking listings for properties that don't even exist, okay? So there's a lot of scams out there, but face-to-face contact is growing even more critical in a deepfake world. So if you're ever uncertain, push for a face-to-face conversation. Always use secure communication channels, encrypted emails, and messaging apps rather than relying on free email accounts when communicating with clients or colleagues. But again, AI is here to stay. It is going to be used by bad people to do bad things, and there's not, there's just not enough opportunity to prevent it. Consumers, though, are frustrated because they don't think agents are doing enough to inform them about wire fraud and other scams targeting real estate transactions. They want agents to educate them more about protection. So here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to give you some knowledge that isn't always being given to you to help you avoid fraud from a title agent. So the very first one that I would say, okay, whenever wiring transactions, okay, when you're getting communication via email and you're sending wires, I have to tell you that sometimes those messages get interrupted by hackers and they send you wiring information that isn't accurate, okay? That's the biggest fraud right now. You're going to wire the money for closing, or you're going to wire the money for escrow, okay? And it's going to go to some Nigerian scammer because they've intercepted an email or they've hacked somebody and they've jumped in and impersonated an agent or a title agent. Sometimes they're not using the proper email. Look at the reply email. It may say, Andrew Duncan, but look and see, is it actual something at my domain name or is it some fake Hotmail account, okay? So that's one step. The second step is anytime you get wiring information, call the title company. The real estate agent doesn't have the wiring information. The title company updates it all the time. If you got the wire information from the real estate agent, double check with the title agent, look them up on Google, okay? Call the number on the title agent, call them to confirm. I buy homes every single week, okay? I buy properties cash every single week, okay? And I'll talk about that in a minute in case you have one you want to sell to me. But I confirm the wiring information. Most of the closings are with my own title company, okay? I have their information. But I literally confirm the wiring information every single time, okay? Every single time I confirm it. Even though it only changes once every few months because they change accounts intentionally to kind of stay ahead of the fraud. But nonetheless, personally, I always double check and confirm the wire information. So if you're directed to wire by your real estate agent, call the title company. That it could be a hack, okay? 22% of the fraudulent communication from scammers is made to appear like it's coming from the real estate agent, okay? They're going to use a fake email account that isn't on the real estate agent's domain a lot of the times, okay? The reality is that you have to find a way to make sure that you are communicating with the right person, number one, and number two, that you can confirm with the end user of the information. The real estate agent isn't the title company, okay? The wiring information changes. The actual title company is who you need to confirm it with. So, some things. Impersonation of a title agency to provide fraudulent bank details to a buyer. If the title agency calls you, look up their phone number and call them back at the number that is listed on Google. Impersonation of a property owner, a fraudulent listing. This is seller impersonation. People are trying to say that they own a home and they don't. Impersonation of lender provided mortgage payoff instructions during a closing process, okay? So have the hard conversation, face-to-face conversations to explain the risk and adapt greater security precautions. If you're wiring a lot of money, double check. Don't just take someone's word for it. Don't take your real estate agent's word for it. Call the title company. And if you do have a home that you want to sell for cash, that is something we can help you with. One of the things that we've done over the last few years is we have pivoted because we know so many consumers do not want to go through the traditional process. I just bought a $700,000 house this week. Actually, it was 2 weeks ago. So we buy high-end homes too, okay? So if you're selling a property and you want a cash offer, go to DuncanDuo.com. Even if you don't want a cash offer, you can get a home value estimate at DuncanDuo.com. The purpose of us letting you know the options are that some people prefer convenience. It's just like when you own a car, okay, and you go to trade the car into a dealership versus selling it on your own. Most of the time, not most of the time, all the time, you're not going to get as good of a price selling it to the dealer as you are selling it in the street. But you're going to have to spend time, energy, and effort to sell it on your own that you don't have if you go and trade it into a dealer. At the dealership, they're going to buy it at a number that they can still turn around and make a profit from, okay? So it's the same thing with real estate, okay? So if you're looking at a car and, it's a $20,000 car and a dealership wants to give you $14,000 or $15,000, they want a 20 or 30% drop. Very similar numbers that you can see in real estate. The person that buys the property wants to be able to fix it up, okay? And then turn around and either rent it for profit or sell it for profit. So if you are selling your home in a cash offer situation, you have to understand that there has to be some sort of benefit to you for convenience. You're not likely to get maximum retail numbers. Now, I can't say never. There have been properties that I really wanted that I've paid really close to retail for, land around my own home, for example. But the reality is that usually there's got to be some sort of number in there that the person buying the property can profit from. Otherwise, they make 10 or 12%. In a easy mutual fund. It's got to be better than that because there's risk. There's risk that the house blows down or gets torn down or all these things come into play. So there has to be enough meat on the bone for it to make sense for an investor, and that's not always the right path for the consumer. So we have two divisions. We have one division that says, hey, look, here's what we do if we sell your house retail, and here's what the process looks like. And then we have another division that says, look, here's what happens if we just give you cash, okay? So every person's path is different, but we want to buy more houses. I've got millions of dollars to deploy into the market to buy more homes. You can get a cash offer at duncanduo.com. And again, that applies to high-end homes as well. The key to it is, again, if you have a $2 million house and you want $2 million for it, that's probably not the path for a cash offer. The cash offer is a path where you've got to leave a little bit of profit margin that's better than what someone gets from parking their money. Literally, just parking your money right now, you make 5%. Like I do. If I put $1 million in the bank, okay, I make 50 grand a year on it, doing absolutely. Now, I mean, you could argue that I don't really make 50 grand because of inflation, but regardless, you make 5% on your money right now, doing absolutely nothing but, sending it once. Okay. So if you have a home that you're going to sell, you can't expect someone to deploy their capital if there's no path to profit. Okay. There has to be a path to a reasonable profit for that person to say, yes, I'll go ahead and buy this. And again, ultimate convenience, closing as fast as 7 days, waiving inspection periods can happen. There's a lot of creative things we can do that a lot of the funds do not do. We've allowed leasebacks. We've closed in days instead of months. We're a local person that, in addition to selling real estate, gives consumers the option to sell in an instant cash scenario where we have a lot more flexibility, and we're putting that money back into the local community. This isn't Wall Street, making Wall Street bankers rich. This is a local business that's given back to the local community for years. It's given to charities. That's employing local contractors. It's creating jobs and improving neighborhoods. So if you are someone that does want to go that path, and you want a cash offer, all you have to do is go to duncanduo.com. It's going to take you through a process. It's going to get your address. It's going to get your information. And then we're going to reach out to you and look at your options. So it's not right for everyone, but there are the motivated consumers that have maybe failed at selling or hired a bad agent that didn't get it sold, and now they're just ready to move, or they've got a great opportunity. They're going to get some incredible deal on what they're buying. So, they need cash quickly. Their home sale fell apart traditionally. They need cash. Those are the opportunities where it makes sense for us to look at and purchase. And again, you can do that. You can get your home value estimate at duncanduo.com. So we'll be back. We're going to continue talking again. As a reminder, if you are a past client of ours, if you're a real estate agent listening to this show with any real estate brokerage, okay, and you want a great event to come enjoy and have some fun with your family, April 7th, we're having a client appreciation and agent appreciation event at Amalie Arena from 2 to 6 p.m. Go to any one of our socials, send us a DM. Very shortly on the duncanduo.com, it's not there yet, but very shortly we'll end up having a link to our appreciation event on there as well. But you can just send us a message. We're going to email this out to everybody. It's going to be advertised in a lot of different places, but we would love to entertain you for that day from 2 to 6. Lightning signed giveaways, ticket giveaways, experiences, and skating on the Amalie Arena ice on April 7th. So make sure to come on out to that and bring your whole family. Family-friendly event. And we'll be back continuing this conversation after a quick break here on the Duncan Duo Show. So we're back here on the Duncan Duo Show. Again, our client appreciation party, April 7th, 2 to 6 p.m. at the Duncan Duo. Any one of our social channels, follow us, hit the link in our bio, or send us a DM, and we'll gladly send you the information. If you follow me personally on social media, send me a DM. I'll make sure to get you the information as well. It is open to all of our past clients. It's open to all real estate agents. And if you're listening to this show, you're invited because you're a fan and we appreciate you. So I want to talk next about smart homes. Now, look, It's pretty wild. I built my home in 2019, and I added all the smart home stuff: smart locks, smart garage door opener, smart pool operation. I can turn on music in any room. I can turn on TV in any room from my phone. I can do all of these neat things to to control stuff. However, there's been some really cool advancements that I want to talk about really quick when it comes to smart homes. Okay, the first one, and this is really kind of cool, luxury showers and toilets from Kohler. There's a new smart home bathroom products like updates to smart toilets, high-end stillness bath, digital control allows for integrated control of water, light, sound, and steam in the bathroom, promising a personalized sanctuary experience. So literally, like the ability to remotely turn on water, to remotely control the temperature, to remotely control the steam, as well as electronic bidets where you push a button and you get washed down there, okay? It's really amazing what's happening with luxury showers and toilets. Paulport has a pet door, a motorized pet door cover that can be programmed via a smartphone app and pairs with a collar tag, meaning that as your dog gets close to the paw pet door, the door automatically opens. So you can train your dog instead of having this door that can just constantly push and flop open and then let bugs in and out. This is a controlled sealed door that only opens when your pet gets close. The lighting products from GoV were pretty neat. Again, enhancing a gaming experience. Neon rope light that has multicolored lighting. GE lighting, under cabinet fixtures. The other one that I thought was really cool, EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra. It's a smart hybrid whole house battery generator. It draws power from multiple sources like solar panels and the grid, and scales up to 90 kilowatt hours of battery capacity. UTech unleashed its new smart lock compatible with Apple HomeKit, meaning that you can program it to where as soon as you walk up and you have your phone with you, the door opens, which I think is pretty incredible. Another one that I thought was really cool, Roborock, focusing on smart vacuum and mopping solutions, announced a series of trademark designs to ensure complete cleanliness. It provides automatic maintenance with hot water and heated air, mop, rewashing, and remopping capabilities. So it does your house on a schedule. It mops it. It can actually sense when your floors need mopped and cleaned, and you don't have to have someone do it. It can do it for you. EcoVax, very similar concept, but an automatic lawnmower. Okay, so this is a lawnmower that you place. Okay, and you place it, and when it's time to mow the lawn, it mows the lawn for you. It uses advanced cameras with built-in boundary detection, enables quick setup, app-based controls, automatic recharging. Again, pretty cool stuff coming out from the smart home world. It's just amazing to me because I remember having smart locks and all these things, and I thought, man, this is state of the art 5 years ago. Now it is just amazing what is coming up. Lots of robot vacuums and mops. I think there's more of those coming out. Lawnmowers coming out. Weber, though, for all of our grilling fans out there, Weber launched some innovative products using the Summit Smart Gas Grill with top-down infrared broiling and smart control technology for remote monitoring and control, meaning that let's just say you want to, remotely turn on your grill to cook some meat. You throw the meat on, you hit a button, you control it, it does everything, and then it tells you, hey, look, come and get it. It's ready. That's pretty amazing. I can't tell you how many times I've burned steak or undercooked steak, but the remote control opportunities. Abode exhibited Edge camera, a revolutionary product in home security. It features a Wi-Fi Halo system, which is a wireless range of over 1.5 miles. That's pretty incredible. So again, for those people that have, large properties or gates or things like that, the Abode camera is a pretty incredible, technology. So again, smart home technology is here to come. My last tip on the smart home technology: if you're a real estate agent and you're showing homes, there are cameras everywhere. Okay, stop propping your feet up. Stop doing things and stop not realizing that your consumer is watching. They're going to go back and see you grabbed a beer out of the fridge, or you sat there watching their TV with your feet up on the table. Big Brother is there. It's here to stay. Cameras are everywhere. If you're a real estate agent and you are in the process of doing an open house or showing a home, be aware someone's watching. And they're going to come back and figure out what you did and maybe be disappointed or upset. So just be smart about it. Communicate with your client, know their boundaries, know what they accept and what they don't accept. So hopefully this has been helpful. When we aren't on air at the Duncan Duo and all the social channels, hit us up on one of our socials if you want to come to our appreciation event on April 7th, and go to duncanduo.com if you're looking for that cash offer situation and you want to sell your home fast and move on at duncanduo.com. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have an awesome rest of your Sunday, Tampa Bay.